Technone said the same thing. Yeah, toxic positivity. Yeah, because like people don't want to criticize the game because if you criticize the game, then they might not sponsor you.
Wait a minute, he has a point. Hey and hello my delightful viewer. In today's Goddess of Victory Nikke video, I actually want to talk about some issues that me and a few fellow community members have been facing with the game. That being smaller or bigger issues that simply make the game worse than it is at the moment. And don't get me wrong, the game is amazing. I would actually consider it one of my favorite gacha games. So before you go into the comment section and write an angry comment about how much I suck for saying bad things about your game, I am a person who loves the game myself. I have been playing Goddess of Victory Nikke since release and I've been enjoying it a lot. Playing almost every day and would even go as far as saying that the writing in Nikke is a 10 out of 10. Like for sure one of the best gacha lores you can think of. As well as having just amazing character design, maybe even the best in all of gacha. Even having made an entire video on the game talking about how amazing it is, at least in my opinion. So the reason I'm even making this video isn't to hate on the game or doom post about it. So think of it more like as constructive criticism towards Shift Up, the developer of Nikke, coming from people that may or may not have spent too much money and time on the game. Oh, by the way, I'm new to YouTube, so any feedback via likes, comments, or even subscribers would be greatly appreciated. I read all the nice comments you guys wrote me in the latest videos, so I just wanna say thank you to everyone. And now on with the video, so enjoy.
If you have a wish, please tell me. I will make sure that it comes true.
So, first of all I wanna shout at the huge balls that Shift Up has at a gacha system with a paid currency, where you gotta spend at least 5 pulls to even have a chance to get the character. Which is ridiculous in my opinion, because it basically forces you to pay an entry fee just to even start gambling on the skin. On top of that, most people are probably not even getting the skin until the last pull, so it's basically like hooking you in to spend more money on it. Since you already spent the entry fee basically, you're likely gonna spend the rest of the 60 bucks on the skin because you already paid the entry fee, so you can't just stop there. So what you're doing is basically throwing a AAA game at Shift Up for a reskin. And the literally only reason they made it a gacha system is to reel those people in that think they can get it earlier, but don't. And I will just say it as it is, most people probably wouldn't even buy the skin if it had a fixed price tag of not even 60 bucks, but maybe even 40 or 50. Probably no one would buy that. Which is already crazy to begin with, because which other gacha game would sell skins for 60 bucks that don't even do anything besides a reskin? I mean, you could say it's more worth it because of the other items that you're getting, but that's actual bullshit. If you look at the normal mission pass, it basically has the same rewards in terms of pulls, and no one really cares for the normal tickets. And the mission pass that you can buy for 20 bucks even having the same amount of special pulls is just crazy. So you're basically just spending another 40 bucks just for a slightly better skin. Which I do not support Shift Up doing, but I mean, if it earns the money, it earns the money. They're a profit-oriented company after all. But what truly makes me angry about the skin gacha is a point that I will mention in the end of the video because it contains a few spoilers, but it's the main reason I even made the video, which is crazy they even went through with it. So yeah, stay tuned.
Not too keen on being called weakling. How about squirt then?
Wait, that can't be. Elysion is amazing, you might say. I mean, they do have some amazing Nikke like the Killer Wife and Privity, but that's about where it ends. Honestly, it's fine if you don't agree with me, but me and a lot of other people are having the problem that Elysion is just way too specific or often just simply outclassed by other manufacturers, to the point where Elysion just isn't worth using anymore. Oh yeah, by the way, let me know in the comments if I'm pronouncing Elysion right. I've heard all kinds of ways to say it, but I never really know which one's right. So yeah, at this point I'm just confused. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that there is some insanely overpowered Elysion teams, for example, like I said, the D-Color Wife team and Privity, but those also both only have certain uses and just are sometimes outclassed, with a lot of the other Elysion Nikke not even being worth using, completely being outclassed by Tetra or Merciless or even Pilgrim, besides maybe Anise and Annie being completely overpowered for newer players.
Wouldn't it just be darling if we took some photos together?
So the current state of the simulation room is kinda complicated. I mean sure, Shift Up did add the possibility to do overclock simulation every day. And I mean, it can be fun once in a while, but after like the, I don't know, 50th or 60th day, you kinda get bored of it and it takes away a lot of time to the point where I'm just not excited at all to do the simulation room, even though I know it's by far the best and I think pretty much only real way to get the skill upgrading manuals. I still often see myself not doing it just because it takes way too long to do it. Which might just mean that I'm lazy, but still, they could make it more exciting or add like a better loot pool like the new interception, which also will be our next topic.
Rabbit stuff like this, right? Boing, boing.
Okay, no one. Literally no one can make me believe that the different sets of manufacturer gear have the same odds of dropping as other ones. Literally, if John Shift Up himself came into my room with a laptop, showed me the code of the game to prove me that the odds are the same, I would not believe him. When Reto dropped the first anniversary unit, which I think was 2 years ago since the second anniversary is dropping soon, it took me half a damn year to get the last manufacturer piece to upgrade her. And do you wanna know the worst part? The week that I got the last manufacturer piece, I just got spammed with Pilgrim attacker gear. Like out of nowhere, it just started rolling in. And now I have just 6 of every part, which is just fucking crazy. Like, you can't tell me those odds are the same. And that there isn't like a mechanic behind it. Oh, and guess what? At the moment I got the same problem with Naga, which I'm still missing one piece. And yeah, I've been using her for like, since she released, but I still don't have it. So yeah, sure game, give me more abnormal defender gear. And the anomaly interception didn't really fix anything for me. I mean, you could call me crazy or conspiracist, but Shift Up is literally trying to stop me from becoming more powerful than I already am.
Business is booming thanks to you.
Another point that one of my friends brought up is the current liberation situation, which rhymed by the way, but that's besides the point because the real issue is that there's no real way to get them besides just waiting basically. The only real methods at the moment are the outpost liberation, which takes ages, and I mean you could spend gems, but it still takes a while. So if your end goal is to get like a max core nihilist, or let's not even say a max core, let's say a max limit break nihilist, you're gonna be sitting there for like 1 or 2 years, wondering why you're spending so much time and gems on a 2D waifu. And why they still haven't added a better method. And no, I will not spend my valuable union chips on a character I will use once a year. I need those for my cubes, which there's also no real other way to get besides a solo raid maybe. And if you're one of those people that actually saves for a liberation character instead of buying those cube upgrades, you're crazy. But I respect you, man.
I shall become stronger and not be at the mercy of anyone. Failure is not an option.
Have you ever heard of the myth of the returner pity? No, you haven't? Well, let me tell you about it. So, there's like this theory going around, where if you don't play for a while, or rather don't pull, there's a high chance your next pull is gonna be the character that you want. It's supposed to be like a mechanic where people that return to the game get hooked instantly by getting insanely lucky or something like that. Which happened to one of my friends recently who returned to the game after a while of not playing it. Now, guess what she got from the first 20 pulls? Yeah, to all my fellow homies out there that weren't able to get her, I'm sorry you had to see this. I truly am. Which brings me to the next point.
How do I look, sweetie? I think I really pull this look off.
This might be going too deep into the rabbit hole of the banner system not being fair, because for some people on some banners the odds just don't seem fair or generally worse than for others, or not even getting the character at all. I really remember the D-Wife banner situation where everyone tried to pull her but literally everyone got shafted. I personally didn't pull for her because of that. I mean, personally I find it really scummy that some of the banners have a lower chance than 2%, but I mean no one really spoke out on it yet. Even though I know there's a lot of people out there that are passionate about getting the right banner odds by like asking around on Discords and stuff like that. But it's almost guaranteed that the banner odds just aren't fair for some.
Hey, watch where you're touching.
Oh boy, another one that's gonna upset a lot of people here. I am so fucking done with Shift Up rerunning limited characters. It's ridiculous how many times they said they are limited just to rerun them. I mean, look at the recent summer event, which has been 90% rerun characters. I remember a lot of people having spent a lot of money on the characters just because they are limited. Which it also said, limited. Just for Shift Up to do a rerun the next year. Okay, hear me out. It's summer 2023. You've been trying to get a Nice All event and weren't able to get her, and now it's the last day. And you are spending money on it. Just to get her. Because of the fear of missing out, you know? And then it turned out she's not even limited. She will just get a rerun the next year, without it even being announced. Like, how is that not a scam? Like, people are literally pissed about some other people doing it with like limited t-shirts or stuff like that. But honestly, it's nothing more than corporate greed and just being able to get away with it. Hey, and don't you dare say I'm doing this out of pettiness. No, I actually pulled her quite a few times during the rerun banner, but still, silly you.
It's a wonderful thing to feel like you belong. It makes me look forward to my days off.
Honestly, does anyone know why we haven't gotten a skip button for the hard mode yet? Like, if it weren't time consuming enough to do the entire damn story. Hundreds of useless enemy spam fights. Like, Jesus Christ, the entire level is just doing 10 minutes of enemy spam just to get a few seconds of lore. And don't even get me started on the zone missions where you gotta wait 3 minutes for the level to even clear. Like, I built my red dot to one-shot everything so I can't skip those levels. And then there is this damn mode where I just gotta wait out the timer. And no one finds those missions fun. Who is the audience for this? And guess what happens when you finally beat the story? Yeah, hard mode. Doing the exact same thing again. Like, why don't they add a skip button for at least some of the hard mode things? Like, look at Lost Sectors where they actually have a feature like that. Why don't they add that in hard mode? It's not like hard mode has any lore. It's literally just fighting. I'm just setting here 200k combat power over the recommended limit for hard mode because I'm too damn lazy to do it, and I'm still praying that they add something like this. Because I'm not gonna do that all again. Nikke has a lot of good things, but hard mode isn't one of them. No, the thing that has been upsetting me by far the most in this game. It was April 2024, when one of the biggest things in Nikke got announced. A new version of Modernia. Keep in mind, at the time there were also some rumors about some treasure system that would be added soon, which would basically upgrade your Nikke or kinda like evolve them. So yeah, understandably a lot of people were hyped about it, because they thought Modernia would be the first one to receive this upgrade or treasure item. Which a lot of the speculations were correct. She did get a powerful upgrade in the story, she did get a new design, and keep in mind, she's the first Nikke that you got introduced to in the story. She was the one with you in the tutorial and all that, she was one of the first main enemies. As well as by far being the year 1 fan favorite, and even getting a free skin towards her. So generally saying the expectations were high, which is an understatement. Now guess what the indie corporation called Shift Up did? Why am I even asking? Most of you probably saw it for yourself and I'm still furious about it. Shift Up literally made the unthinkable. They kicked everyone in the balls by making her a €60 gacha skin. And what did the people do? They celebrated it. No one complained to Shift Up, no one did anything about it. And they just got away with it. By far the strongest power-up in all of Nikke lore, locked behind a $60 paywall, which you can't even get anymore. And with that I wanna end the video because I'm already annoyed again. If you liked it, or agreed or disagreed, just let me know in the comments and like and subscribe if you liked any of my content. Oh yeah, I'm also annoyed that the community didn't vote for the Mummy Wolf Red Dot skin. Bye!